it's only gonna rain it down.
That jingle there signifying, of course, once again, another reading from the diary of Karl Pilkington. Now, of course, for those of you who have not been keeping abreast of Karl's medical complaints, just bring us up to speed, Karl. You had to go into hospital this week, because previously you'd had
I've been
treatment.
in and out, honestly, I've been in and out of that hospital, just with, kidney problems, really painful and what have you. And,
You had kidney stones, alright?
No, but seriously.
Monday. I had a bit of a lie-in today, because I have to get up early for my operation tomorrow. Not only have I got to have tubes shoved up me knob, but I also have to get up at 5:50. Suzanne said I could have what I want for my last dinner. It's not your last dinner, you're going for an operation.
Yeah, but you can't take things for granted these days.
Oh,
I had shepherd's pie and peas. Suzanne made it from scratch. As nice as it was annoying. 'Cause making stuff from scratch means loads of pots, and it's my job to do the washing up. So much as the food was nice, there was loads of pans and that. People who get their last dinner on death row don't have to wash up. Got up at 5:55. You were supposed to be getting up at 5:50 on the other page. You were 5 minutes late getting up.
He's often late.
Often late.
No, just because I needed to have water. Before 6 o'clock, they said, don't have anything after 6.
We'll get up at 5:50 then, like you were planning to.
Don't
You
take
had
10
5 minutes
minutes.
sleeping.
Doesn't take 10 minutes to have water, though, does it?
Well, why did you say 5:50 in the first time?
Because then it tricks me head, doesn't it? Going, oh, I had an extra 5 minutes.
Tricks me head. 'Cause then it tricks me head.
It got to the hospital and had to wait in the waiting room. There was another 9 people in there waiting to be sorted. I got called in. They sat me on a bed and took all my details down. 5 minutes later I'd been knocked out. I got woke up when they were ripping a pipe out of my throat. I felt more rough this time. The doctor came to see me and said he couldn't find a stone, so I must have passed it. I said, are you sure? He said, yeah, we filled your kidney with water and expanded it and there was no hiding place. I sat in the recovery room for an hour while they found me a bed. One of the fellows who was sat in the room with me this morning got wheeled in. They couldn't wake him up. All the nurses were laughing because he didn't want to wake up. I bet they were laughing at me when I was in the theatre. Someone told me they totally strip you when they're operating. I would have looked like the alien on the BOSWELL incident.
BOSWELL! BOSWELL!
It's quite a nice analogy if it weren't for the fact that you said BOSWELL.
It's
the Roswell incident. Didn't sleep much through the night because there was a 60-year-old fella shouting at the nurse about his pillows. I don't think I slept through a full hour with one thing or another going on. My bed was next to the toilet, so I kept hearing the flush.
How do they sleep in hospitals, though? They wake you up to give you fucking sleeping pills and things, don't they? How do you sleep in there? It's always hot. It's always like 90 degrees.
There's no air.
Is that to make you drink water?
I don't know what it is. There's no air. There was an old fella across from me who kept breaking wind. He didn't even try and cover it. He was just of that age where he didn't care. Just like, that's what I do. I'm in the hospital, leave me alone.
What do you mean?
Just, I don't know what was wrong with him. I talked to him because at first I felt sorry for him. I was a little bit like, you know, he's had no visitors, no one's calling him up, so I'll talk to him. But then he got that familiar with me that he'd just be doing it whilst I'm chatting to him. Just like he's my granddad or something. It's just like, oh, that's what he does. It's like, well, I'm ill as well. Stop doing that. Honestly, unbelievable. He didn't even try and cover it with a cough. It was just like, that's...
With a cough! How would you cover it with a cough?
Just non-stop.
Got home and sat down. My pains are coming back, but the doctor said this would happen and that my insides are still in shock, so I need to take it easy. It's 9 o'clock. I'm in agony. I can't do the diary for the rest of the day.
Jesus.
So you may as well just tell us then what happened.
Right, well, yeah, after that, went back in. Suzanne just got frustrated with me because I was rolling about on the floor and she was trying to watch Arthur, right? So that was on the other night.
I thought it was when you lodger.
So,
and she said, look, if you're in pain, do something. She said, you know...
You went and got a cold plate.
Yeah. No, use an ashtray. Plates are for liver damage.
She said, right, come on. Let's, actually, I can't put up with this. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning. So we left the flat and what have you. Got in a taxi. He filled up on the way, which was annoying.
He didn't.
That is cheeky.
That really, I mean, he could
On the way to the hospital.
So,
because he's not an ambulance driver.
Did you explain that to where you were going
I
to?
was in that sort of thing where you just can't be bothered. Do you know what I mean? I was in a sweat and stuff.
He came back with a scratch card and some barbecue.
Briquettes, yeah.
So anyway, he gets us there and he doesn't charge us, which is pretty decent of him.
That's alright, yeah.
So I go in, and there's like, I don't know if you've been in like A&E, at like
Grim, I imagine.
2:30 in the morning.
Oh.
It's just depressing. Fluorescent light doesn't help because it makes everyone look iller than they actually are. So there was a woman who was just sat there crying. She wasn't holding onto any part of her body. She was just sat there whinging. And when you're feeling bad, you've got that going on. So you just want to tell her to shut up. There was a fella who was like moped over in a wheelchair that someone had just chucked in.
Moped over.
It looked like somebody had just sort of found him and wheeled him in.
Nurse, who's the guy moped over?
So this gay fella came through. And,
How do you know he was gay?
Just the way he was. I'm not having a go. He was a good fella. Do you know what I mean?
A doctor, you mean?
No, he was a nurse.
Right.
And he came through and just sort of went, "Oh, how are you?" And I was like, "Oh, I've had better days." So he got
As
me
you
on
mentioned in the diary, I remember the first time when I came here, they said the nurse might put a tablet up my arse. I thought the chances of that happening had just increased.
Oh, Carl!
Yeah, but I would have let him do it. Honestly, I was that sort of out of it. That
Of course you'd let him do it. He's a qualified nurse.
No, but the way I am now, say if it was just a tablet for sorting out my blood pressure, and I walked in there and he went, "Oh, hello," and he said, "Yeah, let's pop that." I'd go, "Hang on a minute." But what I mean is that night I would have just let him put 3 up. Honestly. It's just weird, isn't it? How your body just goes, let them get on with it, and you trust anyone, don't you? When you're in that much pain and you need
And
help.
they're a qualified nurse, yes.
They gave me some morphine, and my sort of head caved in again like last time, and then the pain went. But anyway, just turns out that I'd had a load of like blood clots in the bit from my kidney to my bladder, and that was acting as a sort of a stone again.
No, it's just,
So
it's
that's
just
what-
a scab, isn't it, where it's curing it. So.
No, but all the work, when they blew up the kidney 4 times its normal size, so there was no hiding place for the stone.
Yeah.
So when they did that, it caused a lot of blood. It must have ripped the sides of it and stuff. And then that blood was in the kidney, and it went down the pipe and blocked it up a little bit. And that's the pain that I had. It was sort of, had problems getting through all this thick blood that they caused. So, the weirdest thing that happened when I was in there, right, the morning, like, after I'd had the morphine and what have you, right, I slept pretty well. But I woke up and you have like a telly for your own bed, that you're allowed to use if you pay for it, right? So the glow from that woke me up because they come on at about 7:10, and the telly's in front of your head, right? So you're getting this glow and you're going, "Oh, what's that now?" And I looked at it, and all it had written on it is, "Karl received bad news about your father." Right? And I was like, is this what they do now? Because it's such a big hospital, do they just text you sort of news to your bed? And I was kind of like, like I say, it was early, it was 7:10 or whatever. Thinking, what's going on? I didn't have my mobile, Suzanne took that. And I was looking at it, I read it again, I thought, it might come up with more, like, what's up with him? Turns out it was just a review for Neighbours. It just tells you... It tells you what's on the telly that day. And there's some fella in Neighbours who's called Karl, whose dad went bad. So that sort of woke me up a bit. I had a bit of a shock then. It was kind of like... So I was wide awake at like 7:15 in the morning because my heart went a bit fast because I thought something had happened to me dad.
Karl, of course, has written a poem about the experience entitled My Ward.
All I've done here, I've been through I don't know what the word is, a bad experience.
Trauma.
A trauma, yeah, I've been through a load of trauma. So I'm just finishing it off with a little sort of picture for people.
Go on then.
In my ward. It's called my ward. Me, a Chinese fella, and an old bloke who looked like Mr. Burns from The Simpsons. Don't know what was wrong with him, but breaking wind was the symptoms. No one visited him or called him. He seemed quite lost to me. As well as wind problems, he had a colostomy.
Bang.
When I left, I said, "See you" to the old man. Turned out the other fella wasn't Chinese. He was from Japan. I never found out what was up with him. You've got a little picture there, haven't you, of me sat in my ward. I'm sat there with that fella who I didn't talk to, the old fella who had wind problems. And that's what a poem is, isn't it?
But the detail about you thought he was Chinese and he turned out to be Japanese, how is that evocative? That's just a piece of misinformation.
It's just
I like it.
I imagine a lot of people make
I
that
like
same
it, because
mistake.
you know why? It's like, he even makes digressions within his poem.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, he could have gone back and erased that, but he didn't. He left that digression in, and I think that's That's great.
It's very honest.
Yeah. So, you know, you've done quite a few bits there from the diary, right? The other week you were saying a diary to sort of be famous and what have you, it's got to have a big event in it. That's a big event in my life, right?
Mm.
Peeps did a diary that had big events in it. You said about the fire on Pudding Lane. I had a kidney stone here.
You write about puddings you've had.
So, is that as big as, is that a proper diary thing?
It's a proper diary anyway.
I think personally, the 5 or 6 pages you've written about your ill health are genuinely interesting, and I'm sure in years to come it will be an interesting evocation of the NHS at this modern age and how it is, what it's like to be in hospital.
What other diaries are out there?
Well, a lot of them are fictional, of course, Bridget Jones and the like. There are lots of memoirs, but to
I
publish a
don't
whole
know
diary,
why.
I mean, you can
Well,
get
the two most famous diaries I'd have thought was Pepys and Anne Frank.
But
Yeah.
Kenneth Williams' diaries were published after his death. Many celebrity diaries have been published. Alec Guinness, people like that.
And is that just their last year, or did they do it when they were doing a lot? Because if
yeah.
they're old and sort of not working well, a diary isn't that good.
Well, often the moments, you know, prior to their passing are some of the most interesting. You see their final thoughts and final days.
Yeah, but you say different things when you're ill. When I was on that table about to go under and you're thinking this might be it, different thoughts on the world. Do you know what I mean? Different priorities.
What's the most profound thing that you thought that you know it was because of your illness?
Just as I went under, the last thing I said to this woman was, "Oh, you look different with that on." And
oh, you look different with a hat on.
yeah, it was a woman who gave me the injection, and she'd been round to the bed beforehand, sort of saying, "Right, you're allergic to this. Can you eat strawberries?" And I was a bit like, "Why are you asking me that?" And she went, "Well, no, a lot of people are allergic to strawberries." And I was saying, "But is there any trace of strawberries in the stuff?" And she's like, "No, it's just that a lot of people are." And I said, "Well, no, I eat them." And then she's like, "What about fish?" And I said, "I like some, but I haven't had them all." And and then she turned to Suzanne at that point and said, "Do you know of anything you can't eat?" She sort of said,
like turning to the mother.
Yeah.
When the child can't answer.
But she was this woman, and she didn't have a hat on or anything. And then when I went down there, I didn't realise it was the same woman until I was lying there and she started to inject me. And I just said, "Oh, you look different with that on." And then I went out, and when I woke up, the woman sort of came round and just sort of said, "Oh, it's weird that was the last thing, like you said." And that made me think that could have been my last, you know, like fighting on the beaches or whatever. That could have been my little thing.
You look different with a hat on, Karl Pilkington.
Oh, God.
In its own way, it's quite wise. People do look different with hats on.
I think his last words would be something like, "Can this kill you?"
Yeah. Suzanne, can you drink bleach?
Well, there's the best band in Britain, in my opinion.
Big words.
The Darkness, Growing on Me, on XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington.
Have you got the album?
And already, they've had an argument.
Yes. Well, I mean, I don't know whether we need to cheapen the show by discussing it, but I asked for a particular track. Karl is the producer, and he failed to get it for me. He's failed to bring it up from the record library. Completely failed in his mission. He needed to get 2 records, and he failed to get one of them. A 50% error rate there.
Yeah, but like I said, I looked in the system, it told me what album it's on, I brought that album up. I'm busy.
But, okay, so fine, you're absolutely fine then, that's no problem. You know, once again, that's a great excuse, Karl, brilliant. The show has been ruined, it's been partially ruined, but you've got a bit of an excuse.
Alright, I didn't make a big deal out of it when you said, "Oh, and whilst you're down there, get us a new 50 Cent single."
I never said, "Why you down there, get the new 50 Cent single." I asked you if 50 Cent single was lying around.
Yeah.
If it hadn't been here, I wouldn't have worried.
So I get it, yeah, I did that for you.
Right.
And when I come up, you say, "Has it got swearing in it?" Well,
What?
I don't know, it's 5 to 1, Steve.
You're the
I haven't got time, I've been
producer!
whizzing
You're the
around.
producer, it's the brand new single. I'd have thought it had been lying around in the XFM office anyway.
But I don't have time to sit around listening to music,
Sure, well, yeah.
right? I know that you have, now you've got an iPod that can hold 7,500 songs, I don't know when you're going to get round to loading all them on, but I haven't got the time.
Sure.
Busy.
Yeah. Fine, okay, no, that's a perfect excuse, Karl. Well done, mate. Right. I just hope that I never have to depend on you in a real emergency.
I had a bit of bad luck as well. I wanted to play REM, and maybe the listener can help me here, can you email in ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk if you know what song I'm thinking of? It's an REM song. I think it's on the album of the last one before. And he says Mulholland Drive and I'm Steve McQueen. That's all I know. I'm sorry, I can't think of the title, so I need the title to look it up, if you know what I mean. I can't put in like that. I can't put in Mulholland Drive. The system goes, what are you talking about? So I need the actual title of the song to look it up to find it down in the library.
Oh, well, I'd go down yourself if you're going to go down to the library and get that. I wouldn't send Carl, because...
Ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk.
But if he wanted to, he did have time, because he came in at 12 rather than 5 to 1.
Yeah. No, I told you about that record that I wanted it yesterday, didn't I? So you've had 24 hours notice. So that's not really an excuse, is it?
But I did find one of my favourite songs of all time, which is Bones off the Bends album, and it is Radiohead on XFM 104.9.
And here it is, because you gave me lots of time to find it. So
Sure. Yeah. Could have brought it in himself.
no swearing in it.
Bones. Radiohead. The Bends on XFM 104.9. And thanks to Paul, who's
Actually,
emailed
there's
in.
a whole bunch of other people.
Oh,
There's
lots
Nick,
of people,
we've got Davey,
Wow.
Steve, Ashley...
It's Electrolyte. You know, it all comes flooding back now. We've got that. I've got it out of the library. We're going to play that. That's done. It's interactive. I've used the listener. I've shown the listener, right? I've helped them to help themselves.
Sure.
I've said, if you want to hear it, tell me what it is. They tell me what it is. They're going to hear it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Perfect.
Saves going down the library and, well, we don't...
Yeah, well, we know mistakes can happen if that, you know, if you have to go down the line.
Yeah, and I mean, I checked it though to make sure it was the right one, you see. It's just a little bit of...
Well, it's a good rule that generally, if you pick something up a CD,
That's
you know,
right,
we want
yeah.
to play on a radio
Sort
show, a
it out
live radio show,
yourself.
you normally check at the back. Oh, no, yeah, that's right, yeah, if you want a job done, do it yourself. You're absolutely right, Carl.
Yeah, so...
Good, anyway, look, let's all make friends, let's kiss and make up.
Yeah, touch and make up.
Yeah.
Let's,
just...
well, I'm up on Carl at the moment because it was my birthday in the week, and not only has he bought me a little vibrating thing to put on the chair, because I've got about that, so that vibrates, that.
Actually, we can hear it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna do it between records now.
Right, and what's that doing to you as you
It's
do
just,
that?
it sort of like sends a little pulse into your sort of muscles, relaxes, doesn't it? I've got to relax on air. If I'm relaxed, the listener's relaxed, we're all happy.
Sure.
He's also got me this little electronic bongos, and I thought we could do like... Oh! Chimpanzee that! Monkey news! So it's like a jungle sort of thing.
Sure, yeah. Brilliant. Well, that's always been one of the great jingles that even has
So
that.
I've got the vibrating... Oh, chimpanzee that! Monkey news!
Dr. Fox, if you're listening, I think you'll know that's a clear improvement in this show.
So thank you for those.
It's alright.
Honestly.
What did you get him?
What did I get him? I couldn't get him anything, I was too busy buying myself an iPod.
Are you joking?
Well, it's a little bit gay, isn't it, giving gifts to blokes?
Yeah, it is, but for someone who's like major...
Yeah.
Play a record!
Someone who's major? What do you mean, someone who's major? What, because he's a major celebrity?
No, made you.
Oh, made you?
Yeah,
Right.
that's what
Yeah. $50, 21 Questions, new single from him.
Well, me and Carl got a joint favourite lyric now. I love you like a fat kid loves cake.
Yeah.
That's great, isn't it?
Brilliant.
I mean, I like it because it's funny and humorous and cheeky. You like it because it means something, don't you? It actually, you think that that's the absolute truth. If someone was to say that to you, that would be the most romantic thing they could say, innit? Because it's...
No, I'm just thinking you know what it means. It's like the Elephant Man. Right? The Elephant Man, that's what it's called. Again, you know what you're going to get. The fat kid loves cake. You've said it all, you don't have to say any more.
I can't believe it. I'll tell you what made his day the other day.
I love it.
Jonathan Ross said The Elephant Man is one of the best films ever made.
Yeah. Endorsed by a celebrity.
I know. Well, by a film buff, really.
It is good though, isn't it?
It is a very good film, yeah.
We have got Cheeky Freak of the Week. coming
Oh,
up.
right.
There's been
On
a
the subject of
lot
freaks.
of stuff going on this week.
In the freak world.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah, there's loads. I mean, stuff that we can... The one that hasn't made it.
God, this is what it hasn't made it, so we judge it on that. Go on.
There's a woman, right, do you know how, I mean, in a way I thought Elephant Man, it was a bit tight because, you know, they sort of took him on a freak show, did a bit of a road show with him and stuff.
Yeah.
There's some woman, I think she's in India, like now, who, makes a lot of money, because she's got 3 legs, and like 7 toes, stuff. and she was saying people pay quite a lot of money.
Not
I mean,
Squiddy Patel.
It's not that much money, like, compared to here, but over there, it's like loads of money.
Sure.
And all you do is, you go around to her house, and you pay this lot of money, and people just go, oh, look at that.
Extra leg.
Extra leg.
Right.
It's quite a lot of money in that.
So she hasn't even got to go out on the road anymore, like in the old days.
No,
People
that's
come
what,
to
that's
her.
what annoyed me. It's like, well, you could get to them faster. You go and see them if they're paying the money.
Sure.
Oh.
But yeah, there's...
What she could do is go in and buy a pair of shoes, right, and then nick one on the way out, because they only put one out, don't they?
Good idea.
So she could get, you know, 2, 3 for the price of 2.
Just
offer.
one of the many perks of having
Just
3
one
legs.
of the many perks of having 3 legs. The other one is, I mean, keepy uppy. But she'd be good at that,
She
wouldn't
do
she?
that, she just stays at home and puts her feet up.
I hope that's now embedded in your brain and you can ruin a week by having to sing that constantly, irritating people in shops and everywhere you go. Miss You by the Rolling Stones.
Good track. Good track. Carl, Jonathan, Ross came out with us, last week, and, we were talking about stuff, and Carl was mesmerised when Jonathan told a story that he was bored once in a hotel room and shaved his arse.
He shaved his arse?
Yeah.
Sure.
And Carl, you didn't stop questioning him, did you, for about...
I just wondered, at what point do you sort of say, oh, this is getting on my nerves? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
It's way too long, tucking it in his socks or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's not, I mean, it is boring in hotel rooms, because I told you before about when I was in Edinburgh, and I had nothing to do, there was nothing on the telly, and you sort of, you've eaten the shortbread biscuits, and that.
Yeah.
And, so that's when I read the phone book to see how many...
That's when you read the phone book.
Well, to see how many Macs were in Scotland, Macintosh,
Yeah.
and it was like, 42 pages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jonathan, I don't know if he'd already done that.
Yeah.
And, he said he shaved his arse.
Now, when we say shaved his arse, so
Not his cheeks, his...
Oh, all of it?
Yeah, all of it.
Did he say that?
Well, I think...
but other than the cheeks,
But then,
there's not much left. is
But
there?
then we got to the fact that me and Jonathan, if we pooled our wealth, we could have shaved Carl's arse for £1,000.
Right.
And he said, yeah, for £1,000 you can shave my arse. Suzanne said, can I say this bit?
Your girlfriend said what, Carl?
She was annoyed. She said, well, I'm not allowed to go there. Why is anyone else? And of course the whole table stopped and leant in and said, what? She went, he doesn't like me touching him there. I went, what do you mean?
This is too much information.
It was too much information.
I like the fact that you've had this conversation with her. I like the idea that she touched your arse once and you went, whoa, hands off.
Yeah.
I love you, but keep your hands away from the arse.
Do you know why he said he's talking about the most intimate part of the arse, the middle arse he's talking about, and he said, I said, why? He went, it's a bit gay, innit? I said, how can a girl touching it be a bit gay?
If you stood behind you, it could be anyone, couldn't it?
Oh God! And it seemed, I mean, you can imagine the conversations we were having, right? And it's that thing that the waitress heard something every time she came over. She heard the word, like, cock or...
Jonathan Ross saying I shaved my arse.
yeah. And, oh dear. But it was, it was a good night, wasn't it? So, it's the £1,000 now, isn't it? But presumably you give Suzanne half anyway, so everyone will be happy. You've used the arse to best effect. She's got half out of it, so she's made as much out of your arse as you have, in a sense. Me and Jonathan are happy.
Yeah, but to be fair, it's his arse on the line. So...
I know, but I mean, it's not like she's getting a bum deal.
Well,
she's
no.
getting 500,
Yeah.
quid.
No, I understand that.
But, do you reckon?
Just thinking of some more.
Play a record!
Can I just ask, before you play a record, if we were to shave your arse, let's say we did it for charity or something, got sponsorship, how would we do it? Would we use one of those big kind of old-fashioned razors?
No, I'd use a Bic Safety. I'd just straight
And
away...
would you use a gel or a foam?
No, I first of all, yeah, I think I just, lather it up. Right,
So you'd lather up his arse first?
I do the outside bits, just goes straight down, big broad strokes, clean, right? Then I'd have to go in the crevices, and I'd need an assistant. I'd pop it apart, and just very gently go in there. I might even use electronic equipment, just so there was no sort of, like, nicks.
Okay.
So
So an electric razor?
Or, I might wax the internal middle arse.
How did Jonathan do it? Because he did it on his own, didn't he?
I just use mirrors. Why don't I'll ask him. We'll call him later. But, I don't know.
Well, perhaps you listening have once shaved your arse, maybe during an exam or something.
But what I think, and this is conjecture, but I think he was probably there, he'd had a shower, he's shaved his face, right, and thought, well, he's naked, looks down and goes, oh, what a hairy arse. Well, hold on, I've got the razor in this hand, I've got the mirror there, you know, I'm not on stage for a good 10 minutes.
Yeah.
There's one thing I don't like going on stage with, is a hairy arse. Bang, drink, wallop, done. On stage, thanks, see you later. See you next week. Yeah? What are you thinking, Carl?
No, it's just how airy was it? Do you know what I mean? How airy was it? Because I imagine, I mean, you're saying mirrors and stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, how old is he now? He's
42.
odd. And they say your testicles drop quite a bit once you start getting old, don't they?
Yeah.
So he's got to make sure they're out of the way.
Yeah, but I don't think, I mean, I can speak for myself, you know, as a similar age to Jonathan, that, I mean, you know, there's millimetres in it. It's not like we tuck them in our socks in the morning. Okay. They're still in the same place. You really wouldn't know the difference. It wouldn't, if we filmed it in, you know, time-lapse camera, it wouldn't be like a bungee jump. Do you know what I mean? They wouldn't be moving a lot.
Yeah.
Alright?
Do you think I told him he's a good-looking fella, Steve. Would you agree with that?
Oh, I told Jonathan that he said that he just went for it as well.
Yeah. So you've spent a lot of time picturing Jonathan's
arse.
Naked arse.
You
find him an attractive man.
You'd let him give you money for arse touchery.
Yeah, whereas your girlfriend's got
no chance,
access to it.
and you're saying he's a good-looking man. Do you want to play a record and think about what you've done?
Interesting.
All the energetic people, they all sparkle as they're walking down the street. Can't see their face.
Crazy beat. Blur. Alright? On XFM 104.9.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so, I also got, Jane got me a few nice presents, including, my favourite of all of them, a real bow and arrow.
A real bow and arrow?
Yeah.
Right. And what, you know, you're gonna rob from the rich, and give to the poor?
Yeah! I've just got to make the little outfit.
You and your merry men.
She's got me like 2 yards of green felt.
Sure, yeah,
And
yeah.
I've just got to find
And
a
a tree
tailor.
house.
Yeah, someone who can make me a lovely little natty outfit.
Yeah. Why has she bought you a bow and arrow? You live in central London, so where are you going to be using
We've got a
this?
garden, I did it yesterday. I've got
Right.
my finger though, because I meant to put protector, so it's just, oh, it goes so fast, isn't it?
Sorry, I didn't understand that sentence. I'm here in the studio. I saw you point to your finger, so I'm guessing from that maybe you injured your finger.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
For the listener, again, what exactly were you talking about then?
No, because when you put it back, it...
Okay.
So...
And do you have a target? What do you use as a
I
target?
got a big cardboard box flat on it, down the tree.
Right.
I go, oh, it's brilliant.
Sure.
I'm getting a bit excited thinking about it.
Yeah, no, indeed.
Because when I make that outfit, I'm going to be running round.
Yeah.
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 So,
and do you have a picture, like a face maybe, on your target, like Osama bin Laden, something like that?
Yeah.
Sure.
No, it just says this way up, fragile.
Right. Okay.
I forget what came in it, but you know, it's good fun, isn't it, Carl? Bow and arrow, isn't it?
Brilliant.
Yeah. Would you like a little bow and arrow?
Yeah, it's alright.
Yeah.
Well, that forced I had a rifle as a kid.
Did you?
Yeah,
A real one?
yeah, just shooting cans and stuff.
Yeah.
It's alright. So,
Well, a wonderful anecdote.
Well, I went out with a drink with Carl in the week, and we went to a restaurant, didn't we, Carl?
it's a good night.
And we sat there, and next to me, when Carl came, next to me was what's his name? Ross Kemp. And he was sitting there, and I saw Carl, and I tapped him on the shoulder, Ross Kemp on the shoulder, and I pointed to Carl and him, and I said, "It's nice to see you two back together again."
Nice.
And Carl was horrified. But Carl didn't know that I'd already spoken to him before Carl arrived.
Yeah,
so it was,
yeah,
I thought it was okay. I thought I could break the ice because I'd met him before.
Sure.
So he just thought I was insulting him. And in the week we were talking about his little head, weren't we, Carl? And Carl suddenly stopped the conversation and said, "If I had hair, what would we be talking about now?" I think he'd had enough of everyone talking about it. And he looked good though. It's a special little do. He had it sort of, you know, cropped a little bit more. I like it when he's just freshly had it done.
Mm.
Do you like? Yeah.
Has that ever happened to you, Steve? If you're somewhere, say if you sat somewhere, does someone sort of, you know, is he anyone else who you look like, or would you say you're a bit of a one-off?
I love these do.
But to be fair,
It's alright.
to be fair, he seems to be having a go at me an awful lot more than I do at him now. I mean, he just starts it. You know, he starts it out of nowhere.
I think his is sort of a get back for the way you treat him as a producer, not, you know.
But he's not a producer. If he produced the show, I wouldn't have a reason to criticise. But
I think this is it.
But seriously, I mean, it really winds me up now because, you know, it started as a joke, but now it's abuse.
Yeah. He got annoyed at Heat because it said Karl, producer, well, not so much a producer as just a bald mank. And he went, can they say that?
Yeah.
Can they say that?
See, that's a magazine, an independent publication has identified what exactly it is you do.
Yeah.
There we go then, go on, bring it on, because here we go, he's looking at me, I know he's thinking, I can hear the cogs
I'm not
working.
thinking anything.
It's vicious.
That is true. Never a true word. Play a record.
Now then, I heard this on VH1 in the week, and I have not been able to get it out of my head, and I really kind of want to, I want to get it in everyone else's mind now, so they understand the pain I've been going through. Miss You, by the Rolling Stones.
Yeah. Jane's Addiction, Just Because. I think things are rocking up.
They are indeed.
Rocking up in the land this year, Steve.
Yes, that's good news, I think.
Evanescence, Them, The Darkness, Rock-tastic. XFM 104.9, Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, and Karl Pilkington of a Saturday.
Can I just say that the shaving your arse feature from earlier, if you missed that, that was 1:30. That was a discussion on shaving your arse.
Yeah.
It was great stuff. That seems to have caught the public imagination.
Yeah.
We've had so many emails. We've had someone telling us exactly how to shave your arse.
Yeah.
So if you need that information, I can probably forward it to you.
Well, I think this will be the year of rock and arse.
Exactly. But it's extraordinary how, you know, just a simple discussion like that you would think perhaps was crass, crude.
And mind you, our listeners do like Karl talking about monkeys.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like it's something to be proud of. It's not like we changed a nation or freed a people or found
no.
a cure for something. We hit them in their, you know, at their level with monkeys and arses.
Yeah, exactly.
It's what our listeners love.
Yeah. Monkeys and arses.
Yeah.
We should put that on the poster.
And they go together, because I joined the zoo, last time. We went down and became friends of the zoo, right?
Oh right, I thought you had to sit in a cage for 6 days a week.
That thing happened. I went straight for the chimps,
Of course.
right? And there was sort of like 3 sort of big sort of adult ones there, and there's people with their kids, and I could see the people just putting their kids away as one of them went up and started putting his face up the other one's arse.
Sure.
And it was sort of like, I just can't be bothered to explain this to my children.
Exactly.
So I was just moving my, oh, come on then, there's the lions, let's go and have a look at the lions.
Yeah.
What are they doing? They're just sniffing each other's asses.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember when I used to go to the zoo, I always felt there were certain animals that weren't getting a look in, really, that no one was particularly interested in.
The tapir.
Exactly. We were going straight to the snakes we were interested in.
Yeah.
Birds.
So
I don't remember being particularly interested in birds.
Big cats, although it's a bit depressing. Great apes. Reptile, you're right, reptiles, yeah. Birds, unless it's a big one that you think can rip a dog apart.
Yeah, a vulture
you go
or an eagle,
brilliant.
brilliant.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Owls are brilliant.
Yeah, owl's great, but
I've always wanted a little owl on my desk. I'd like be doing work, and there'd be a little owl there, and I go, can you give me that pencil? And it just sort of goes over and gets me a pencil, goes, cheers, and it just watches me, and it thinks I'm brilliant. Do you know what I mean?
Not really, no.
No?
No, I've never had an urge to have any kind of animal sat on my desk.
No, Karl? You'd like a little owl, wouldn't you, that helped you?
No, I had a little magpie, didn't I? We've talked about that.
Oh, he came down and started pecking your grifter, didn't he?
Yeah.
What was his name?
Maggie.
Sure.
Brilliant.
Inspired.
And you took it to school and it didn't come back once, did it?
Didn't come back, didn't see it again.
Oh dear. Did it ever peck your head? Because you used to have hair, didn't you?
Mm.
Yeah.
No, it did. It started getting a bit violent.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it becoming sort of age when adolescence? Probably sexual frustration, sort. You know, because I think magpies go for shiny objects, don't they? And you were probably sort of probably losing it a little bit then in the front, and so when the sun was out,
there's a bit of a sheen on the front.
they saw a glare and thought, I'll have that.
Yeah.
What is that? That's brilliant.
Yeah. Or as it was sort of pecking away, it mistook it for a tree.
Yeah, because of the noise.
Because of the
made.
noise. Yeah, the hollow sound.
I squeezed his head yesterday.
We should just point out, if you're a new listener to XFM, you might not realise that one of Ricky's many sexual peccadillos, I'm assuming it's a sexual thing, I can't justify it any other way, is to just squeeze Karl's head.
Yeah.
Front-wise, sidewise.
I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's sexual or, you know, like when you've got a little kitten, you want to squeeze his little face. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean by that, Carl?
Yeah,
A
yeah,
little
I said
puppy
that.
or
I said it
kid.
before, squeeze the little head.
Yeah, exactly, and I feel that with you, because it's sort of like, it gives so much. Look at Carl's face, he gives so much. It's like it is like he can understand what we're saying.
Yeah.
And that's what the connection is, I think, between me and Carl and other animals.
It's like he can understand what we're saying.
But I squeezed it yesterday, and Carl went, I definitely heard something crack.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to see how hard I can squeeze it.
Yeah, I think that was you just thinking, Carl. To be fair. I think the cogs just started to... No, I mean, I think there is a danger, because I think there is a danger that you could squeeze it too much.
Yeah, I know. He did a good deed today, the other day, didn't you? Yeah.
What were you up to?
You were just, you were talking about, like, you know, being hassled in the street and stuff. And, I get hassled a lot by the homeless.
Don't we all?
You should go home to sleep. I'm here, mate.
But no, I do treat them a lot. You know?
You treat them. I love that. You had a good day? Yeah. You been good? Yeah. There you go. That's 50p.
Suzanne does the Save the Children thing. You were talking about, you know, charities hassling you all the time. She does that. And I sort of say, well, you do that. I'll look after
You'll
you.
take care of the homeless.
I'll take care of the odd tramp around where I live.
And how do you treat them?
Loads of different ways. 50p I might give them.
Yeah.
Or I might, I'll, you know, they'll sort of say, oh, have you got any money? I'll say, what for? And they'll go, I'm really thirsty. So I'll go, well, hang on a minute. And I nip and get them a little Diet Coke.
Sure, Diet Coke?
Yeah, 'cause they want to watch their weight.
Yeah, yeah. They're going full fat. Oh, what an insult.
Yeah, exactly.
To a man like me.
Yeah.
You know? I'd rather treat them than... Because a lot of people spend money on, you know, problems abroad and stuff.
Right.
Oh,
I just
God.
think, you know...
Yeah,
No,
famine
I'm
relief
just
and
saying.
Oh, God. Like what? What do you mean? Like famine relief?
Well, you do get sick of it, don't you? You know what I mean? It's not...
stuff. You get sick of
No,
it.
I'm just saying.
Wait. Go
No,
on.
I'm just...
I know, just let whatever you do now, Steve, don't interrupt, because I'm scared, but I just think it's worth it. There's so many issues there. There's freedom of speech, there's we're not responsible,
Yeah.
there's he'll get away with it because he's a buffoon,
Yes.
and it is entertaining.
Exactly.
So, go
So
on,
what's
Carl.
All I'm saying is you're saying, you know, who do I give me money to? Is it, you know, little, you know, sick kids or whatever, or is it old people or whatever?
HMV. That's where he gives his money to.
Chiefly, they get a lot of it, yeah.
And for me, I just get sick of, you know, problems abroad. It's like, what do you do? What do you do with famine and that? What are you meant to do? How can you solve it? It's gone on for years.
Yeah.
And it just keeps going. We keep giving them money, they keep spending it.
And you're not getting any return for your cash.
Well, it's just how many times, you know, they've got to learn.
What do you mean they've got to learn? What, you're going to teach them a lesson?
What do you mean they've got to learn? What do you mean?
Well, what are they doing with it? They must have, like, better interest accounts or something where, you know, look after, put the money in the right things.
Sorry, do you think that Bob Geldof sort of writes him a cheque? He goes over and he's in the helicopter and there's millions of them, and they go, it's Geldof from Boomtown Rats.
Brilliant.
I go, I hope
If there's one man that can help us.
yeah, I hope he doesn't sing. He's not going to sing. He's got some money for us. And he comes down and he goes, do you want a cheque or do you take Switch? They go, we don't take Switch. He goes, there's a cheque. They get
He's
things
doing
like...
it again, though, isn't he, as well? I
Is
mean,
he?
alright, you know, he used to work here, Bob. He's a lovely fella and that. But,
Yeah, he's a lovely man.
but how many times can you save the world? You know, he's over there again helping out, and it's like, well, you know, what do you do?
Are you saying don't bother because it keeps happening?
Not well, I'm not saying that. You know what I mean? I'm not daft.
But that's what you're thinking.
And Carl, you are daft.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know what the answer is. Do you know what I mean?
So you're just saying wash your hands of the whole affair, leave them to it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Are you really just saying it's sort of, it's nature, it's tough luck, just don't interfere? Like a wildlife programme. Is that what you're saying? Don't
Are
interfere.
you basically just saying it's not my concern?
This has got a bit heavy. Can we do Cheeky Freak of the Week?
Let's play a record.
Oh, God! Oh.
My Hey Hey out of the blue from the album Rust Never Sleeps by Neil Young.
Such a brilliant song.
Oh, he's a great musician.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
He's incredible. I think we're playing Neil Young track a week
Okay.
from now until Christmas.
Brilliant, okay.
Alright?
Excellent.
On XFM 104.9, I'm looking radio with Steve Merchant and Karl Pilkington.
We were talking about the homeless. I saw a homeless guy in the week as I was walking down Finchley Road, and he was peering in the window of one of the Dixons or something like that, just checking out the details on one of those cable TV packages. And I thought, one step at a time. I mean, firstly, I don't know, start eating your dinner off a plate.
Yeah.
And then work your way up to, a house, a home, a widescreen TV,
A roof.
digital television. But it's odd.
Well, that might answer one of the questions, because I keep getting recognised by homeless people, and I never know what to say. I go, I think, well, either they're not really homeless, and they've, I don't know, they've got sort of digs or something, and they watch television, or the scariest one is that they've become homeless in the last few months since the office. And I think, oh god, that's really scary. Or they are watching it in Dixon's. They're going, the office is on tonight.
yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Going down to Dixon's.
Or they think you're one of them.
Or that. Well, I have.
Because I mean, the way you dress.
Well, no, some that are probably not quite. Yeah, got their faculties, so maybe a bit worse for wear. Think they recognise me. And they whole scenarios where they're going, remember we were chatting, I was going, yeah, how are you? And it's just they recognise someone.
Right, yeah.
But that's a bit weird. But I mean, I think that's the worst thing, homeless. On a serious note, it is outside health. We're talking about charity, and I don't know, I sort of, got these stand orders where I've been sort of like caught in the street. But the ones that I'd choose, I'd always think, charity is what touches you. You can't change the world, but you can change your bit. So cancer, obviously, because my mum, so I give to cancer. And I think outside health, the next one must be being homeless. Because there's nothing you can do. It's got everything. You're scared, bewildered, you're cold, hungry. It's just everything. Even if you're healthy and homeless, eventually you're not going to be.
Well, I do feel bad because, I always feel that I want to give to the health charities. Like cancer, for instance, because there's that fear that I might get it.
Well, yeah, it's not just that. It's just like, if you're not healthy, that's the first thing, isn't it? If your life's being threatened, there's nothing else you can really worry about.
Yeah.
But,
I don't know if that makes it wrong though. That it's like I'm investing in a possible future.
Yeah. Well, not really, because it's the same for everyone, isn't it? But
Yeah.
But,
I saw a homeless guy as well, looking through the bins, but he wasn't pulling out food and scraps. He was pulling out newspapers. Just having a read.
Yeah.
I always found that odd. I see that a lot, homeless guys. I don't know if they're just checking out the TV listings. Or when he finally gets his
When's the office
cable,
on?
Yeah.
Yeah, the office, they've moved it. They've moved it to Choice and, UK Gold.
I don't blame him, because, there is some cracking stuff on cable TV. Some great stuff. But I was flipping through the other day, and on digital TV, you can see what other shows are on while you're watching something. I was flipping through, and there was one, and it was called, now, when are you ever in the mood to watch a TV show called I Survived a £200 Tumour?
When was that on?
Because it seems to me that if you've got a £200 tumour, you probably want to watch something else that'll take your mind off it, Big
Hold
Brother,
on,
whatever.
I'm not £200.
Well, I can't imagine what this is.
A £200 tumour.
It must have been an error. £200 tumour?
It must have been a £200 tuna. It was probably someone fell in the water.
Yeah.
And it came
I
at him.
survived a £200 tuna.
Yeah, and it was
Yeah.
just a spelling mistake.
Sure.
A £200 tumour.
That's like, isn't that like kind of having
That's
Mr.
another
T
person. That
attached
is
to
another
it, yeah.
person. Maybe, oh my god, maybe it was all his life they told him it was a Siamese twin. But someone had just painted a little face on it
when he was at school. Just drawn a little face
Exactly,
on it.
yeah, and they go, it's not your twin brother. He goes, isn't it? He goes, no, it's a tumour. We better take it off. It's £200.
£200.
That can't be right. You sure it wasn't £20 tumour?
I'm assuming that's what it probably would have been. But it was certainly £200 on the digital thing. Maybe that's a mistake.
That's great, isn't it? They're trying to make it more interesting.
Yeah.
This is someone at Carl got there. £20 tumour. Let's make it 200. At least they're watch.
Exactly.
That's what I'd be like though. I wouldn't want to go to the doctors. You know what I'm like? I'd sort of,
£200 tumour.
I know. It's just that thing, I mean, you know what I'm like. I don't like, it depends where it is as well, taking your clothes off and all that. There's some pressure in it.
You don't like anything being touched, do you?
I
remember when he said
like
he doesn't check his balls, he doesn't like the feel. That's live with me. He doesn't like the feel. I think, do you mean that you don't like what it feels like in your balls when you're fiddling with them? Because I imagined it that you meant you don't like the feel, in your fingertips, you don't like the feel of your balls.
It's the thing of, you start thinking about what you're actually touching, and there's something in there, and you might break them and all that. I don't like...
They are delicate. I am scared with the little knobbly bits, yeah.
What knobbly bits? But I'll tell you what, it's that thought at the doctor's. It's that thing of, it's not taking your clothes off in front of him, right? It's the way you've got to take your clothes off, but he asks you to go behind that curtain to do it first.
Yeah.
So there's more pressure because then you come walking out with nothing on.
Right.
So it's like, why do you ask me to go behind there?
Yeah.
Rather than if I just sat there having a chat and he's going, so
Yeah.
how have you been? It's like, all right, and just taking the pants off.
Yeah,
And then
exactly, yeah.
It's the
What was
pressure.
he doing? Don't take your clothes off. And you came out and he lit a candle and there was some soft music on.
The lights were down.
Nice.
Yeah. Or he said, if it'll make you feel more relaxed, I'll take my clothes off.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
But I'll do it in the form of a striptease.
Now, Carl, I'm going to ask you the question, knowing the answer. What do you think of maybe a gay doctor just checking his testicles out? He's a professional, he just happens to be gay.
That would never happen, would it?
What are you talking about? Why not?
Oh, speaking of,
Go on. Doctors.
no, gay
What?
people and that. Do you know when we discussed gay-only toilets?
Yeah.
It's only, it looks like it's coming into action.
No, it doesn't.
Right.
No way.
It was mentioned again
Where?
on.
Your head.
No, I think.
Do
it
you
was on-
think that people in positions of power are listening to this show getting ideas from you?
Tony Blair.
Makes you wonder, doesn't it? No, it really does. And the funny thing is, why are they getting upset? Why are gay people getting upset that they might have to have their own toilets?
Carl, you don't know what you're talking about anymore.
You don't
We're
know
having a
what
sly look.
You don't know what you're talking about. Okay, can we have Cheeky Freak after this?
If you want.
The time where we play, well, the world famous quiz, isn't it?
Rockbusters, isn't it?
Yeah. Which is Blockbusters, but with music. See you later.
Cryptic clues and that. Do you want to say?
Not
Steve,
really, not
the-
really cryptic, but go on.
We've got a number of DVDs to give away, including some teachers' DVDs. We've got a bunch of CDs here, and also Ricky Gervais's live stand-up DVD,
Animal, brilliant,
which
cool.
is not good at all. I really would not encourage people to buy that. It is
Well-
weak observations, poorly performed. I would recommend The Office Series 2 on DVD.
Rubbish
That's
in
still
that, I'm
available.
awful in that. You can actually see me forgetting some of my lines.
That's true.
Go on.
Right then, so cryptic clues. Just an example, might be new. I reckon people will be staying in today because it's raining and that, so might not have heard it before. So, like,
Or they have and they're not listening.
yeah. Well, whatever.
Oh,
the
good. You gave up on that, did you?
Three.
Well, give us an example of the sort of thing.
Jeez.
All right, maybe don't.
Listen,
Don't say that long.
I'm a broadcaster.
Yeah, words are my tool.
Go on.
Alright, forget that.
Come on, Baldy.
Right, three clues then. Here's the first one. It's a band or an artist.
Yeah.
Right? I'm going to the northeast. What are you going there for?
Good point. Good question.
Right?
Oh, yeah, if it had been why you're going to the northwest, that's a different matter. Go
I'm
on.
going to the northeast. What are you going there for? Right? S is the initial, so it's a band or an artist who starts with an S, and that's the clue. Right? Second one. Oh yeah, she's related to the man in the lamp. Right? That's G. Right? She's related to the man in the lamp. Right? And the third one is the Jamaican fella would love to live there, but it's a little bit pricey.
Oh, God, I feel an accent coming
That's
on.
one way you're gonna have to think about it with the accent.
I
Initials
imagine.
there, DS for that one, right? So the Jamaican fella would love to live there, but you know, a bit dear and that, isn't it? A bit pricey. So
So give us some again quickly.
right, the first one, I'm going to the northeast. What are you going there for? That's S. She's related to the man in the lamp, you know. That's G.
Changes a
And
bit.
the Jamaican fella would love to live there, but a little bit pricey. And
Okay.
that's DS. So email in or text and that.
Oh, you can't listen to radio in after every record. It's bad enough trying to keep me listening with the rubbish we come out with.
Well, we've got Rockbusters here. Let's get them back. Right? Right,
Come on
the
then.
first, it's,
Right, has anyone got all three?
No.
No, right, okay, so there's some, right, I'm gonna ban Rockbusters. Okay, go on then, what are the clues again? Tell me the answers.
Well, give us the ones that they did get.
All right. Well, they did get. She's related to the man in the lamp.
What's that?
That was G.
Gina.
That was
Genie.
Genesis. Right.
Genesis.
Like Genesis. So the sister of the genie, Genesis, Genesis. They got that one.
No. What's the band's name?
Genesis.
No, say the
Genesis.
band name. Genesis. Right, okay. Well, I don't get it, because Genie is nothing like that.
Well, they did. So don't
Right,
worry
okay.
about it. Stop worrying about the ads. Stop worrying about that. All right. The third one was the Jamaican fella would love to live there,
Go on,
but it's a little bit pricey.
go on.
Right. That
What was the initial?
DS. Deer Streets.
What?
It's a Deer Street to live on.
Deer Streets, oh yeah, I haven't heard of them. Are they a band?
That's Dire Straits.
No, it's not Dire Straits! It's not Dire Straits!
say-
Dire Streets!
The Jamaican fella.
Go
who'd
on,
love to
then.
live
Go on,
there.
make it sound like that.
Like Dire Streets. Dire Streets.
Do it again. No, it's still not. Keep going. I haven't got it yet. Go on.
Dire Streets.
Dire Streets.
They got that one as well, so...
Alright, well, let's hear the one they
Can
didn't
I do
get.
an impression of a Jamaican fella saying Dire Straits?
Right,
Dire Straits.
the first
It's not
one,
the same!
The first one they struggled with was, I'm going to the northeast. What are you going there for?
Well, you know, when you say struggled with, no one got this.
No one got it.
Go on then.
Didn't even attempt it.
Okay, go on, the northeast. What?
I'm going to the northeast. What are you going there for? Seal.
Seal? What?
Hull's up in the northeast, isn't it?
Hull it is, yeah. Sea Hull, yeah.
Yeah, so...
I haven't
what are
heard
you
of
going
them
there
either.
for?
So
Got a
that's-
seal, right? So that works.
Who's Sea Hull?
Seal.
Oh, Seal.
Yeah.
What's that got to do with the north, though?
Seal. That's the way I'd say it, isn't it?
Okay, that's the end of Rockbusters.
Unbelievable.
That's the end of Rockbusters.
I can't believe we even brought it back, Rick.
Right? I'm serious. That's the end of
Can I be
Rockbusters.
honest with you?
R.E.M. Electrolyte on XFM 104.9. Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Karl Pilkington. I walk down Oxford Street every day to go to the office, and it is like running the gauntlet in Gladiator. It's not only is it just like, you know, you have to dodge people and they're dawdling or rushing or you know, keeping into the road to get past some people but avoiding taxis, but it's like hands everywhere, like leaflets. I don't know, there must be 1 million leaflets given out. It's all
Mobile phones, sandwich shops.
teach yourself English.
Yeah. Teach other people English.
I know, and those charity people, something for Alzheimer's, and I've been caught about 6 times where I couldn't say no. I've got about 8 standing orders now because I just couldn't say no when they confront you.
Yes.
Which is, you know,
It's amazing how often I'm on the way to a meeting.
yeah,
I'm always on the way to a meeting, and then I always feel guilty if I walk past them again 2 minutes later with a HMV bag.
yeah, full.
Yeah, exactly, crammed with bargains.
I know, yeah.
No,
But,
it's absolutely weird. They're like zombies. It's like you're fighting them off. You need a flaming torch to
Yeah.
get past them. Or if it's not them, it's tourists. Just constantly, you know, excuse me, can you take my photo outside HMV? Or outside Topshop?
that doesn't happen to me. a
Oh,
lot.
okay, always seem to have tourists.
I
Just
think
in the
I
way,
walk-
just
I-
kind of dawdling, you know,
But
looking
I
up
walk
at the
so
buildings.
fast. I walk so fast. I put my head down and I just try and walk so fast everywhere now because it's But Oxford Street is just it's unbelievable now, and I think it's age that I've started noticing. Even if the window's open, I hear just like cars and they're on the mobile phone. It's the loudest place in the world.
Yeah.
I don't know what we can do.
Well, isn't it one of the
Can't-
busiest streets in... Is it either the world?
The
or-
universe?
It is mental.
I think if we carpeted it.
That would
And
help,
put some
certainly.
curtains up, it would just deaden. It's like pubs with those polished floors and metal tables, and everyone's having to talk like that to be heard. The jukebox is quite loud, and I want to go just turn everything down.
yeah.
Let's put some carpet down, just talk quietly like this.
Yeah.
Put the music down a little bit. We'll have a good time.
I've never quite understood that impulse. I don't, again, if it's age, where you go in a club or a pub, as you say, and the music's just slightly too loud. So it just makes everything slightly tricky. It's slightly tricky to have a
I know.
conversation.
But what annoys me is when it's for the amusement of the barman or barmaid.
Yeah.
If they're bored, they're in a pub, they've got the music up, their music up,
Yeah.
right, techno blaring, right, they've got a telly on, watching a soap opera,
Yeah.
and I want to go, choose one or the other!
Yeah.
I mean, what are you watching?
I got a minicab last night. I imagine you don't travel in minicabs, but the guy driving, one of those guys, I know he's driving a cab on a Friday night. Okay, no one wants to be doing that. And he had one of those phone, you know, the little earpieces that you put in, so it looks like they're talking to themselves. And he's there, and he goes, where are you going? I went, oh, Crouch. And he went, yeah. Well, and he's chatting on his mobile phone the whole time. His voice was so loud. He had the radio on as well, and he wasn't concentrating on the road.
I
just thought, look, I'm paying you £10 here to take me somewhere. Please, just stop chatting or arranging your social life for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Get me to my destination safely, and then you can resume your conversation.
My favourite one is, I'm going to so-and-so terrace, please. Where's that? I want to go, right, you're not taking me then.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Exactly.
I don't drive, I'm paying you.
That's why I'm
Find out.
paying you. That's got to be part of the service.
But, I mean, I know people who've been in many cabs, didn't know where it was, and didn't have an A to Z.
No, I was in East London once. I said to him, I'm going to North London. He went, where specifically? I went, Swiss Cottage. He went, sure. I said, do you know the way? He went, yeah. Set off. Along the way, he went, do you know the way? I said, well, I thought you knew. I said, have you not got an A to Z? He went, no. He was one of those guys who'd just taken his car out middle of the night. That was all he
Yeah.
all he had. All his credentials were he had a car. No map, no torch. The 2 other things I'd bring with me. And he said, so we're driving along. He went, I could probably get you to Camden. I was like, okay. He went,
It's a
"Do you know
start. I mean, that is the start.
Exactly. He went, "Do you know the way to Camden?" I thought, pull over. It's not worth it. I'd rather hitchhike. I'd rather walk. Ludicrous. Those people who just go out.
Yeah, they're just gonna take a car out to earn a
Well, I bought a
fiver.
car.
Oh, have you ever done that?
No, well, you know, I'm sick of living here. And you say about people hassling you.
Do you, when
right?
you say here, you mean the world, don't you?
No, just in London, who's doing me head in now. The other week, actually, walking home from here, and like you say, there's always someone hassling you, saying, "Do you want to buy this? Do you want one of these?" Going down Carnaby Street, right?
There's your first mistake.
He said, "You into meditation?" So I was like, "Oh," and I had a bit of time to kill, so I thought I'll have a chat, right?
Have you got time? Oh, we've never got time. We're too busy.
Yeah, I thought you were too busy, but fair
Well, I
enough.
said, what's all that then? What do you do? And he said, "We teach you how to breathe." I was like, "Well, I'm 30. I think
Yeah.
I've done alright." And he sort of said, "Oh, forget it."
Oh, forget it.
I'm 30.
And in Selfridges, they do, like Evian or whatever, that water company are there. And they've got, like, little glasses of water. And you walk past and go, "Have you ever tried this?" It's water.
Yeah.
Oh, here you go. We'll try it. You go, Jesus Christ, is that what water is? What have I been drinking then? You've been drinking piss and mud. Have I? I'll have a bottle.